Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science Challenge. Today is August 25th, 2020. A quick note before we get started. Don't forget to click that red S button, bottom right-hand corner, and subscribe. I'm stuck at 22 subscribers. Let's go for 30 by the end of the week. You can do this. Just click the red button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Also, all the SQLite database I'm using and the R code will be a description too in the link below. Okay, so it's time for the random states quickie, and today's quickie is for the state of Virginia. Actually, I have some code I put together. So let's walk through this, a quick, maybe 10-minute walk through this. We'll see exactly what's going on here. Okay, here we go. Let's load our libraries. Let's load our first database. Let's pull a query on the database. Let's plot cumulative deaths, cumulative cases, as you would expect in a cumulative total. It's a steady decline. It's a steady increase. Deaths is a little more interesting because it does seem to have some more bumps in it. All right. Now let's get on to more the daily stuff. We calculate a moving average for both cases and deaths. And then we plot cases and we plot deaths with the red line being the 14-day moving average. So what we can see both through the moving average and the actual numbers, it has surpassed the moving average back over here. There's definitely some spikes. So it appears that Virginia is still struggling with the COVID-19 cases. Now, I guess the good news is the moving average here is lower than this here. So that is, so they're talking, maybe, 15 to 20 deaths a day so far as of August 24th. Let's take a look at some weekly cases now, weekly deaths. Here we go. Okay, as expected, we actually have a double spike, one back in which peaked in May, and the one that just peaked earlier this month, sometime on the 1st of August, first week of August. But after that, it has declined. This is the total to date, Monday and Tuesday for this week, the week of the 20, week of the ends on this Saturday. Let's see. Cases, well, the cases are a little better. Spike, but it's 1, 2, 3. The previous 3 weeks it has been declining. Let's hope and pray that there's a trend, and that this week's deaths here will stay below last week's death. This is the death rates. A simple death rate, not a particularly accurate, but I think it's valuable just for the ballpark type of figure. You see it currently this week, the death rate's around 2%. That's calculated by simply calculating the weekly deaths by the weekly cases, multiplying by 100. So this is 1%, 2%. I guess I think a 2% death rate isn't all that bad. That seems to be a fairly common thing. Total new cases as of June 1st till today. You can see a little bit of the spike here. Well, it's still stable to 1,000 per day. But the spike's above 1,000. Deaths are a little more erratic. You can see it's a spike here, a spike here. So what's the average? Somewhere between 10 and not 40 daily deaths a week. Let's see if we can plot the top 5 countries here now. Pull the data again. No idea what that is. Let's try this again. Okay. The top 5 counties as far as cases are Ottawa, Baldwin, Arbor, Bibb, and Blount. Interesting enough, the last 4. Okay, you know what the trouble is? Once again, we see it's almost done more by date. I name the date, new cases. No, but it does seem, how can we continually have the same number of cases? Let's look at new cases for a second, shall we? Well, you know what? We should be able to see it. Let's just do this. Well, you know what? Once again, for some reason, the I don't understand it. To have to be perfect honest, I don't quite understand how. I don't know how the A's and B's can have what they do, what they do again. Okay, let's try for deaths then. Same code. New deaths. New deaths. Well, if these are for single day deaths, and we're not really plot, they're not really. Oh, wait a second. This is a little better. Okay, well, interesting enough. The same five states are ranked the highest as far as daily deaths for the 20 foot. Again, this is the 24th. Let's change. You can see Altawaga definitely is the leader of the pack with about 50 cases as on the 24th. While Baldwin, Barber, Bibb, and Blount are pretty less than half of Ottawaga's county. Okay, well that's very. So what's our conclusion? Let's just do a quick knit here and review the whole thing, the whole shooting match. See, as you expect, cumulative deaths and cases are going up. You can look at the cases here, a slight drop from here all the way to a spike up here. This is below this average here. So this is a new high 14-day average, which is higher than this, and it's higher, but it apparently dropped back down here. Deaths, kind of erratic here, based on days. 20 to 8 or say 20 to 10 range here, based on the moving average. I don't know. I would say overall, cases are definitely still an issue. Deaths under 20 a day. What about weeks? You see the climb back up again. 2 weeks of decline. Cases this week, last week, this week, week before. 1, 2, 3 days of declines, following a spike. Deaths hovering around, death rate hovering around what, 20% or 2%? Must be that's 2%. So the 2% range, 1 to 2% seems to be the common range we're seeing most of the time. New cases from June 1st to the present, you can see decline here. Now it's kind of leveled out a little bit here. Deaths, very erratic. It's really hard to say what the average is here. Top 5 states ranked by daily for cases on the 25th, actually the 24th. Interesting that it's all ABBB again. I suppose that must be that's probably the 5 most populated counties in Virginia. Deaths, I guess no. I guess 20 isn't bad, but 50 is when you're twice as high as your next lowest. That's probably not a good thing. Well, so what's the summary? Boy, really kind of a mixed bag again. Cases are a struggle. Deaths are really fluctuating between 10 and 20 a day, maybe so forth. The same 5 states are ranked highest in daily cases for cases on the 24th and deaths on the 24th. Which probably isn't necessarily a good sign. But anyway, so that's the Quickie random state report for Virginia for today. Just a subtle reminder, don't forget to click the red S, bottom right corner of the screen, and you can be number 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll catch you tomorrow with another random state Quickie.